So what happened is that on this day in autumn, suddenly the Associated Press, not Christian, not prophecy, they send forth an image to America, and the image is of the cow with the number 7 on its head. That's the image that goes through the world. Now, just to set it up for those who don't, the biblical basis of this is this: that when God warned Egypt of the coming of 7 years of famine, the changing of seven again, Shemitah, 7 years of abundance to 7 years of famine, it's the Pharaoh who has the dream, and the dream is of the 7 cows and another 7 cows. And he sees them, and
not horses, cows.
And those cows, each cow represents a year. The first 7 represents years of prosperity. The second 7, the sickly, or in Hebrew, the evil cows, represent the years of famine. So,
though on the first day of
September 25th is the day the image went out. The opening day of the Shemitah, which was exactly half a year from this convergence of all these things.
But it's like the trumpet sounds on that day. The warning goes out. Do you understand this at all?
2 farmers from Texas.
Yes.
Hep and Pam. Is that it? And they happened to, you happened to turn on the Jim Baker show within 20 seconds of me sharing this.
Well, we have a cow like that. We have a calf that was just born. And then he looked.
Yeah, and then what I saw here is that you looked at your records and you actually put the timing of the birth of the cow. And when you looked at the timing of the cow, it was born on September 25th, the same opening day of the Shemitah, the opening of the 7th year, same day. Not only is it enough to have a cow with the number 7, now there are 2 cows with the number 7, and both the same exact day. Not only is it enough to have a cow with the number 7, now there are 2 cows with the number 7, and both the same exact day.
There was an eclipse that took place 7 years ago, went right across America. There's another eclipse coming right across America. It'll make a perfect cross on the center of the nation.
God made the first sign go through 7 cities named Salem on August 21st, 2017.
The word Salem, according to the Bible, is peace. So God is saying 7 times he offered peace. The next eclipse is coming. It goes through several cities here. Nineveh, 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 Nineveh. Jonah gave Nineveh 40 days. God said you've got 40 days to repent. Only the sign of Jonah will be shown to you, and that's right here now. 7 and 7. 7 cities called Salem, 7 cities called Nineveh, and 7 years apart. Right in the center of the cross is a city called Rapture. What is God's message? We've got 40 days. We've got to repent and seek God like never before. He's coming very, very soon.
Wiregrass family waking up to a tragic sight. 7 of their cows killed during a severe thunderstorm.
Each struck by lightning Thursday morning. 6 of the 7 were pregnant. Now the family is without their cows and are out thousands of dollars. WDHN's Christian Jones spoke with the family, is in Coffee County with more.
After severe weather swept through the Wiregrass area while everyone was sleeping, one family woke up to a shocking discovery. Christy Donaldson says that over the years of owning cattle, she, her husband Drew, and their 2 daughters have grown to consider the cows as family. But on Wednesday morning, just hours after the Wiregrass was hit by severe weather, tragedy struck the Donaldson family, taking away several valuable members of their family.
It was about 7 o'clock in the morning. They came across 7 of our brood cows that were deceased.
Based on their location and the way that they had fallen, Donaldson immediately knew that the 6 pregnant cows and 1 calf had passed away due to being struck by lightning.
And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years, that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine and fat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke. And he slept and dreamed the second time, and behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon 1 stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward of the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was there with us a young man, an Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat-fleshed, and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow, and behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor, and very ill-favored, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kine did eat up the first 7 fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke. And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass.